Alright, what is going on everybody on YouTube? Griffin here coming back to you guys with another live stream. First and foremost, Happy New Year to everybody. Hopefully you guys had a good end to the month and into your new year. If you guys notice, my voice is a little different. It's because I just started coming down with a cold. Doesn't seem like I can win for losing right now. I had my little mental thing going on for a little bit, now I got a cold. So just hanging in there right now, but I wanted to try to do a live stream since I had today off, and today was actually open. I didn't know for sure. I had to actually Google it to make sure the markets were open today. How's it going there, Josh? Good morning, good morning. But yeah, markets are open, and for a full day as far as I know. I don't think they're closing early or anything like that. So I was like, well, might as well look to possibly take a position or maybe a couple positions. We'll see how just the morning goes. You guys know I've been playing EWZ pretty heavily lately. It's really been the only thing I've played really the last 3 weeks or so, going on 4 weeks, and ever since I started using just this little formula with EWZ, I haven't had a single red trade. As a matter of fact, when I traded my first vertical spread with Apple, went horribly wrong. Obviously the market just started to collapse right as I placed that trade. Lucky me. And I lost a couple $100 on that trade because brand new, didn't really know how to use vertical spreads and all that stuff. But live and learn, and I ran into EWZ because of one of the viewers actually on a Sunday Stock Watch, I believe, called out EWZ, said you played calendars, if I remember right. I forget your name off the top of my head. I've seen you in our streams a little bit here and there, but shout out to you for throwing EWZ on my watch list. One of you in Discord also threw out EWS, which is another one that is definitely, volume's a little low, but overall it does, once it gets in a little pattern, it does stay sideways, which is pretty good obviously for trading vertical spreads, iron condors, that stuff. So I did go ahead and add that one to my watch list as well. But why try to fix what's broken at the end of the day? I'm gonna stick with EWZ for now. It's just it has good volume, decent volume at the minimum, which you always look for. Has good premium for the most part, offers some really good returns. I've averaged over 10%, 10 to 15%, just low little consistent returns every week the last 3 or 4 weeks. So obviously the market's a little bit more volatile, so it's a lot easier to get those double-digit weekly returns. You guys know I say you should shoot for like 5% at the max, 5% a week. That is huge returns in an average market. Right now we're in a highly volatile market, high implied volatility, thus you're getting these enhanced premium offerings, even for far out of the money options, which is good for us options traders, right? So right now what I've been looking at is the 10-day chart on EWZ. I looked to place a trade this morning when it was around 38.48. I had a chance to collect $15 credit on the spread that I still have pulled up actually. You can see right now it's hovering around $12 credit, 77% chance of profit. Selecting the 39.50, 40.50. This is a short call vertical spread, so I'm going to be collecting a credit instead of having to pay like a debit spread or whatever. And short call obviously is a more slight bearish position. Overall, I'm not really necessarily bearish on the market, but I'm holding this short term. This is a 4-day position, and we can see here it's approaching some pretty strong resistance right around 38 to 39. 38.50 to $39 is a pretty strong resistance just on the 10-day chart, which whenever you're doing these shorter term options, 10 to 20 days is all that you're really concerned about. Obviously I go back to the 180 day and all that, but 20-day chart gives us an overall good picture that, hey, we've kind of been in this downtrend. However, it looks like we might have finally found a bottom just above $36, and like the overall market, found an overall bottom, and it looks like we're trying to start breaking every little resistance along the way. However, the market overall actually starting to really hit its first overall resistance, it looks like, this morning. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of how this morning and afternoon plays out. Overall, since we've had this big rally overall in the markets, not even just EWZ, but obviously SPY also has rallied a little bit off of the low, a little bit to say the least, almost $20 off of the low of the year. I personally think we're due for some sort of a little pullback. but we'll see. I mean, we had a long way down, so I mean, it could easily just continue to rally up. We're going to see some really strong resistance, though, right around 256. That's my, sorry about that, that's my personal belief on that. Right now, SPY looks like it's starting to make lower lows and lower highs, so that's going to be something to watch out. I'm going to look at EWZ as well. Hasn't made a lower low yet. If anything, EWZ might be starting to kind of, well, I don't know necessarily. I was going to say a double bottom, but I don't know yet. We'll see. Still early on. We're not even through the whole first hour yet in the market. So, and like I said, like you guys know, not like I said, like you guys know, the streams have been having issues lately, which is also part of why I haven't done a stream in a while. I'm hoping I have everything fixed. I got a antivirus program and whatnot. I can't believe I didn't think of that this whole time, because I just bought this laptop back in October, and I don't know why antivirus didn't cross my mind, but I forgot to get an antivirus program. Did that, and I mean, as of now, knock on wood, it looks like we're not doing too bad. So I mean, if there's any issues whatsoever, definitely feel free to just let me know. Just say, hey idiot, your stream's messing up again. I won't take it to heart. I know that the stream quality, having a low stream quality is no good when it comes to YouTube streams. So just let me know. And of course, if you have any ticker symbols, man, I got a cough drop. It's hard to talk with that in your mouth. If you guys have any ticker symbols or anything at all that you want to talk about stock market wise or financial freedom in general, it doesn't have to be stock market related, just anything. New Year's resolutions. You guys know I'm not about New Year's resolutions. I'm about New Year goals. The word resolution, I just hate it, because let's be real, by January 20th, just a random number in January, most everybody's done with the New Year's resolution. They've thrown out the window. They're wasting money on a gym membership they're never going to use again. Set New Year's goals. If you set goals versus resolutions, not just the goal, start with a goal and then write your plan. Have an accountability partner, someone that's not within your family, by the way. Somebody, it can be somebody at work. Just don't have friends and family be your accountability partners, because they'll kind of slack up on you. I tried to have my fiance be my accountability partner, and she'll get on me sometimes, but then she just kind of says that, do whatever. So don't try to pick somebody, try to find like a mentor or somebody within the field that you're trying to advance in to be like an accountability partner, and do those two things, and you'll see you'll have some changes going on in your life with the new year. So let's see. So pretty slow right now. Looks like on the minute chart, just a little double top. Obviously we dropped. I think it's going to find a little bit of support. EWZ, of course, is the one we're breaking down right now. Brazil ETF. Pretty solid support right around like 38.20, 38.25. Obviously we came down to like 38.10 briefly, but I think it's going to stay above 38 on the day. I do think overall, now obviously as volatile as the market's been lately, anything can happen, right? But I do think overall today's probably going to be a solid like 0.25% to 0.5% up day. I'm personally within EWZ just trying to find a good entry point. I'm not going to wait too long, because as you can see, the premium is going to start dropping as theta continues to kick in and whatnot, since these are weekly options. Theta is not going to work in your favor when you're trying to find that sweet spot. I've already given up quite a few dollars per position, and if you're wondering how much this is going to overall like give you, this one would give you about $8 return after commissions and fees off of a $92 investment. That's not horrible, but I would like for this midpoint to be somewhere around 13. If it doesn't happen, then by all means I might consider adjusting my strikes, because again, these are very short term. Obviously this is very close. I mean, 70% chance of profit. I'm not willing to do that right now, but like I said, obviously anything can happen in this market. Another thing, of course, I could do is bring my strike, my buy side down to 40. You can see then max profit. You'll probably get that midpoint of $7. and you're talking 473, 45. It's just not really worth it. It's pretty much the same trade, like the same premium in theory as going ahead and going on out to 92. Not quite. You'll probably get, once you actually break it down, you probably get about a percentage point or more, around $5. I don't know. I don't have my calculator out right now. I can go ahead and break it down real quick if you guys want. So on this one, you'll collect 473 off of a 45.27. A max profit of roughly 10.5% per position, where this one is now offering roughly 11. So you're talking, let's just say 773, because you probably won't get that midpoint, divided by, we'll say 92 bucks. That one's offering an 8.5% return. So you get about 1.5% more if you just go ahead and lower that. Did it just go down? I think it just went down one. But that's where, again, you just kind of have to sit around there and play around with your strikes. You can see there's literally only the only advantage is 1% more potential profit. So it's not really that big of a deal. It's just a lot of times you can get a little bit more premium by widening out your buy and sell position. And obviously the green is the one that you're going to be buying to cover your sell. I think the term that I've heard thrown around for these vertical spreads is a poor man's, man, I can't even think of it. My mind's all over the place this morning. A poor man's option or something like that. Pretty much you don't have enough capital to just do a naked sell, so you have to do the vertical spread, buy the upside call to cover that sell. And like I mentioned I think I mentioned this in a video, I did use a day trade last week because I made like, I think it was $70. I was up pretty much the entire amount that I could be up on that position. So I went ahead and locked in the profits. Why would I risk holding it another 2 days when I had to pay a little in fees? I think like max of like 10 bucks, not even that, but let's just say $10. So I got around $60, $50-$60 from the total position. I rolled it into the next trade and I made another $50 of profit. So why would I have held that another 2 days just to save in fees, around $10 in fees, when I turned around and made $50 on the next trade? That's in a perfect world where the trade works exactly in your favor. I mean, it literally everything happened just in one day. That was the day the Dow went up like 1,000 points or whatever. So it doesn't happen too often, but when it happens, you just got to do the numbers and be like, would it be smart for me to hold it another couple days to save on fees, or could I make more money by rolling all this capital into the next trade? And in this case, it just happened to work out where it was smarter to go ahead and lock the trade and move on. So see how and you can see I finally pretty much wiped out all the loss from the Apple trade. We're now positive on the year. Obviously this 318 is from way back when I first started trading options on Tastyworks, when I was doing super high risk stuff that I really do not suggest unless if you can just literally sit there and stare at your computer for the whole market day. But now, ever since I started doing these vertical spreads, iron condors and whatnot, I'm gonna try to do a couple iron condor videos for you guys, because I know a couple of you asked if I would do so. So I'm gonna try to hit on those iron condor videos a little bit more in the future. I'll probably try to do one sometime tomorrow, maybe. I'm off tomorrow as well for New Year's. But yeah, pretty cool to see that after that huge Apple loss, I'm back positive on the year. We're back over $1,000 on buying power. It's kind of like, I like to describe trading as grades in school. And what I mean by that is it's like my dad always told me. He was like, son, if you just keep up on your work right at the beginning, don't get behind, it's a lot easier to maintain an A than to try to get a B up to an A. because same thing goes with stocks. Because when you drop, say you dropped 50% of your account, which I about did at the time on that Apple trade. Say you dropped 50% of your account, you're going to have 100%. Me and Josh, we were talking about this in Discord too, in our Discord voice chat, which, by the way, if you're new to the channel, check out our Discord group chat. That's down in the description box. It's awesome. There's about 45 or 50, something like that, of us now. It's fun to just communicate with a bunch of like-minded individuals. Hell, you can find your accountability partner in that group probably. But and subscribe while you're at it too. We'd love to have you here. But anyways, you have to, a 50% loss on, let's say $1,000 for example. You lost 50%, so you lost $500 on a trade. You now have $500. Now to get that $500 back up to your 1,000 where you were, you're gonna have 100% return on your $500 just to get back to break even. So it takes a lot longer to get that money back. And let's be real, getting 100% return on your money takes a lot longer than to get a 50% loss on your money. You can lose money like that, but as we know, it's super hard to just slowly but surely get those gains. Obviously, with the volatile market like this, it's been a little bit easier lately, which is why, I mean, I've returned, like I said, 10 to 15% or more, I think, once or twice here and there the last 3 or 4 weeks. I've pretty much done, I would say, probably roughly 50% in the month of December, after the loss, not overall, obviously, after that loss. But overall, I've only done, what, maybe, let's see, $9 profit, I would say, whatever that is, not a lot, maybe 1%, but we haven't had a red trade in what feels like forever now. And why? Because I mean, as you guys can see, I'm just being patient. I mean, I'm not like forcing anything. Any other time I would have done placed a trade by now. Probably would have been up slightly if I did. I almost thought about it right out of the gate, but I was like, no, I'm gonna kind of wait and see how the market unfolds. I thought about it here on this double top right before we went live, but I missed it because I had to take the damn dogs out before I hopped on the stream. So I mean, I'm just kind of sitting out, just waiting, watching our RSI and MACD. It points to that we have lots of room to potentially push up. I think we're gonna try to push up to at least 38.40 again. And if it looks like we're going to get rejected there, I'll probably go ahead and place a trade. Or if we obviously break the ultimate little 38.10, I'm going to go to the 5-day actually. Yeah, I would say if we break 38.10, I would also consider going ahead and taking a position as well. Sorry about that. How's it going there, Mauricio? Happy New Year. Yeah, I pretty much do options now. I've been doing them for a little bit now, but man, this cold sucks. But I just now finally started getting in this little rhythm here. Ever since my first vertical spread went horribly wrong. I had an Apple trade that lost a couple $100, and I was honestly feeling like crap. I was just like, man, is this even gonna work out, this whole trading thing? But then I just say, you know what, I'm gonna make it work. Blah 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 blah. Found out that I had a kid on the way, and I just hunkered down, studied super hard day and night, and I started doing this. One of the, I forget who, I wish I remembered his name, somebody was in the chat on a Sunday Stock Watch, they called out EWZ. I've pretty much, with the exception of like one Walmart trade, have been trading nothing but EWZ, and I'm now back to at least being in the green on the year, where I was down like $205 or $210. So right now we're just kind of, and what I've been doing essentially, Mauricio, since I think it's been a while, what I've been doing is just doing these vertical spreads. A short call vertical spread, it means you're essentially going to collect a profit. You know what your max profit is, you know what your max loss is. What I like about these is for you guys, because I know a lot of people are tuning in, starting with, I mean, like me, $1,000 or less. You're wondering, how can I use as little capital as possible and get these decent returns? It's like this one right here. If you place this trade right now, and this is with fees and commissions, obviously you can do Robinhood for free, I hate Robinhood. I just, even though I could probably get a little bit more profit, possibly, they suck at getting you filled. I just hate using them for advanced option strategies, which is why I'll just pay the little bit of commission and fees. But point being, even after commission and fees, you're going to collect almost $9 profit off of a $91 investment. And if you have max profit in less than a week, you're going to get roughly a 10% return. So that's an awesome return. But I'm trying to I'm holding out, so to speak, because I think that EWZ is getting ready to try to make a push back up to 38.40, and I'm gonna wait and see the volume starting to come in. I'm gonna wait and see if it's gonna break that or what's gonna happen with that. Is it gonna push down, get rejected? What's gonna happen? Our 1 minute charts are starting to show that buying should be starting to take place, but we'll see. But yeah, pretty much options is all I've been doing. I started out with a few iron condors. Iron condors are another good thing you can do, especially with a sideways moving stock. It's pretty much saying as long as the stock stays between this price and like, let's use EWZ for example. Let's just say in theory, I think it's going to stay between 37 and 39. So you would have 39 or 39, 37, and as long as it stays in between that, you collect full premium. Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, PDT does apply still to options. Because I mean, whenever I did a day trade, you can see that's another cool thing is Tastyworks makes it pretty easy for you to see your day trades. With the margin account, so this is how Tastyworks works, at least I know for day trades. So with the margin account, you can only do 3 day trades in a sliding 5-day window, which is fine for vertical spreads. I mean, this is only like the 2nd day trade I've done in like a month. Because doing vertical spreads, you tend to hold stuff for, at the minimum, usually 1 or 2 days. At the minimum. Sometimes you hold it clear through the entire 4-day window. But I know with their cash account that I used way back this last summer when I didn't know what the hell I was doing, obviously, you can have essentially as many day trades as you want as long as the cash is settled. So say you had $1,000, one day you traded with $100, so you still had $900 available to day trade with. Then another day you use like $200, you still have $600 available to trade with. And then by that 3rd day, that $100 is going to be available again. So you have 7. You just have to kind of keep track of it. But they'll let you do as many day trades as you want with the cash account. You just have to keep track of how much cash is on hand, so to speak. Which, as far as I know, Robinhood will let you do that too on the cash account. But you can't trade options at all on Robinhood with the cash account. Where on Tastyworks you can. But if I remember right, you can't do the advanced option strategies. You can just do like calls, puts, stuff like that. And I don't think you can do vertical spreads and stuff like that. I might be wrong on that, but if I remember right, that's the reason why I opened a margin account. And there's no minimum on their margin account either. Whereas Robinhood, if I remember right, actually no, Robinhood doesn't have a minimum. I thought Robinhood had like a $2,000 minimum, but I think that's changed. Sorry, I have to get a cough drop real quick. My throat's just throbbing this morning. I've had a cold for the last few days. I was going to try to do a stream for Sunday Stock Watch, but I just couldn't hardly talk yesterday. So the Dow's starting to slide a little. It's only up 150. Always cracks me up because whenever Dow starts to slide, EWZ tends to gain a little bit of strength. We're still doing alright on our stream. That's good, that's good. I don't know. I might go ahead and place one. Staircasing though. I want to do a short call spread, but for some reason I feel like it's going to test $39. But at the same time, I mean, it's came from just in a few days. It's gone up almost 6%, and at one point this morning, it was up almost 7, just in 4 or 5 days. So, I mean, I still feel like a short little pullback down to around 37.50 is in store, but I don't know. Staircasing like hell, though. Let's see what happens. Wouldn't place a trade. Yeah, I'm not. If I was willing to place a trade on this right now, it would be a short call spread, meaning that I'm thinking it's gonna go lower. Because with a short call, I meant to explain that, but I forgot. So with a short call vertical spread, you're pretty much saying I think it's gonna stay at or below whichever one you're selling. So like right here, 39.50, as long as it would stay below. So your break, how to calculate your break even is you take your strike that you're selling, and then you also, like in this case, I would add 12 cents to that. So like 39.62, something like that would be my break even. So as long as it stayed below like 39.62, I would collect $12 per position that I take on, which I think it will. I mean, I don't see it going up $1.32 anytime soon, at least. I mean, this doesn't tend to move within, well, obviously within the last week or so it has, but when we go back and look at like our 180 day, obviously it's a pretty sideways moving ETF. I mean, it just doesn't tend to move more than 1/4, 50 cents, around 50 cents a day. But obviously lately the market's been so crazy volatile, had to be a little more careful with our strikes. Looks like it's trying to push up now. Potential for profit is 75% still on this, which is very good. So like with the amount that I'd be taking on, you'd be looking at $110 of profit. In however much time it takes. So then like in this case, by moving our strike from 40.50 to 40, my break even would be 39.58. Potential for profit is still 76. I mean 76. It's like, let's say I wanted a bunch of this one. This one would offer $165 return. Had to put up slightly more capital. $165.50. That'd probably be one of my only trades on the week. Or if I wanted to be really safe. Yeah, nah, that one takes way too much capital. But this is the one. Either this one or this one. This one that I'll be looking at. Shows we're buffering though. Like I said, if any issues in the stream, guys, definitely feel free to let me know. I know we had some issues there for a little while. About a week or two ago. Streams kept dropping and shit. But I think we got that fixed. But like I said, if we have any issues, definitely just let me know in that chat. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, any ticker symbols you want me to look at, anything like that, definitely feel free to just let me know. I'm just keeping a close eye on EWZ because I'm looking at possibly taking a position here very soon. Doing good on your all's in? Okay, awesome. Thank you guys. How's it going, by the way, Mauricio? It's been a while. Oh, yeah? Man, I was thinking about it, too. I heard it was on sale, like $75 off. Because, I mean, that's the thing, is you get to, like, network. I just wanted to buy it just to be able to network with a like-minded individual like Ricky. Because if I remember right, you get to, like, have, like, if I remember right, like, one, you get a chance to actually, like, speak to him, like, within that group chat and whatnot. And if I remember right, you even get, like, a one-on-one with him at some point. So I was thinking about paying for it just to get that one-on-one and kind of pick his brain a little bit. Not even just, obviously, with stock market stuff, but business overall, real estate. I know he's in the real estate game a little bit with buying houses and whatnot. But I didn't. I decided to invest instead. But let me know how it goes. I heard you get more out of like the people than the course. Like from what it sounds like, the course is just a bunch of the videos kind of compact into like a learning session, and that you get more out of the network and getting to actually speak with him and the people that paid for the course and all that stuff than anything. But yeah, definitely let's go how it goes. Definitely let us know how it goes. Come on, you turtle moving. Ooh. Man, it's trying. Only thing that sucks is now we're starting to show overbought. I don't know, I might go ahead and place it. Five minutes shows we should continue to see a little bit of strength. Look at that double bottom on that 5 minute chart. You guys know I like looking at that 1 hour chart too. It's kind of mixed. Dow looks like it's trying to push back up too. It's like playing a game of chess. Yeah. See, and that's kind of what I was talking about. Like I said, I think you get more out of the network than the YouTube. Watching SPY for a pull downward. Ooh. It does keep. God damn. So that's a minute or two. Dow's hanging in there. Shit. Oh well. Just sitting on my hands right now. I should have just went ahead and placed something right there. There's a really strong resistance at 38.40 for some reason. Let's go back further. Yeah. I thought if anything, that top peak right here, I thought around 39.25 was going to be a big resistance. But definitely having some trouble. Maybe it's because it's where it fell off a cliff about a week or two back. We'll see. Just kind of hang out on it, and that's another thing I like about these vertical spreads. Is like they're not super volatile like you're just calls and puts. Like calls and puts, once I place a call or once I place a put, I need something to happen fast, and I need to be sitting there to watch it. Where a vertical spread, I'll place the trade, I'll kind of watch it for a couple minutes just to see if maybe something crazy will happen real quick and I'll be able to collect my money and go on. But for the most part, I place these like when I'm at work. So I mean, I'll just place one that I know is pretty damn safe, and then I go on about my day, and I'll check it once or twice throughout the day, maybe sometimes more, but usually only a few times a day, and then I move on, and then I collect my premium at some point, usually within, like I said, a couple days, because these trades that I do, like I said, they're less than a week usually, 1 week at the most usually. I think the longest I've done was about a week and a half. But yeah, I mean, they just buy you're essentially getting the freedom of your day. You're not taking on so much risk. Those calls and puts, usually you have like a 25 to 35% chance of profit, sometimes less, where I mean, what was it? 75% chance of profit. That's awesome. And that's based on you holding it till expiration. So looked like it tried to find some new support there right around 38.30. Yeah, Iron Condor as well. Iron Condor, sometimes it limits your profit a little bit more, which is why for the most part I've been doing vertical spreads lately, because especially on Tastyworks, you have to pay for commissions and fees per leg or whatever. So whenever you're getting a bunch of legs, you're limiting your profit. Like, let's just look at an example real quick of an Iron Condor. Let's see, Iron Condor. So let's say I wanted to do this Iron Condor. So look at that. Your potential for profit is down to 54%. Your max profit's $14 off 36. I mean, that's good profits, right? But your potential for profit dropped 21%. So almost by over a fifth. So what do you think you're gonna do? You're like, okay, well, I can always go out a little bit further, right? Okay. Potential for profit still 65%. And then you keep going, and then, I mean, it starts to slowly get to the point where you're like, okay, now we're above 70% chance of profit. But look, that's another thing you gotta pay attention to is the credit you're gonna get. You don't like it being this wide. 3 cents to 10 cents. I mean, I've seen worse, but everything has to go almost perfect for an Iron Condor, especially for it to work out. I did them with XOP for a little bit. I didn't have a bunch of great success. Obviously, I did horrible on a Starbucks one way back. Well, hell, when was that? Like October, November. Just after your commissions, fees, all that stuff, I just feel like it's safer, and you get more premium, like I said, whenever you just do the. So it just depends on the stock, what underlying stock you're using. It's just easier to like get filled, also, like I mentioned a second ago, when it comes to these Iron Condors and whatnot. Why did I choose Tastyworks over If I remember right, Tastyworks, the commissions and fees and all that are slightly cheaper than TD Ameritrade for one. And then also, I mean, it runs a little smoother. like Tastyworks is like the perfect ideal platform for an options trader. I mean, it's super easy. It's like option based. The two guys that run it are like option gurus, which I suggest you guys go check out their channel too, the Tasty Trade YouTube channel, if you haven't already. But yeah, and then just to like support them too, because they're actually good guys and whatnot. So, and I think I do have a link, if I remember right, down in the description box, like you can check out, if I remember right, it like lays out all the fees, commissions for like options, futures, standard stocks, like just trades, date, like all that stuff, how much it costs. How's it going there, Trade Doc? He's the one, if I remember right, that called out EWZ to us. So thank you, Trade Doc, for calling that out, because ever since you showed me EWZ, I've not had a single red trade. This is the only thing I've been trading. I've been doing vertical spreads on it, and man, it's been making me like 10 to 20% a week the last like 3 or 4 weeks. So thank you for calling that one out. It has helped me tremendously with trading. It's volatile, but not volatile enough to just screw you over either. Looks like it's also dropping here. Whole market's kind of pulling back a little bit right now. Oh man, usually I've already placed a trade by now. Probably should have. EWZ rules. Yeah, and I need to look up, I need to do a little bit of research on those calendars too, because I remember you mentioned that. But yeah, them verticals have been treating me pretty well on it, because the support and resistances, for one, are pretty easy to spot out on this one. Well, obviously it's been just going to the moon lately. I've been making a lot on those short put spreads. But right now I'm looking at taking a short call position, just because it's been up so much the last few days. Am I working today? No, I was actually off today. They gave us off, what, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, which I didn't know about until Saturday, so I was like, that's pretty cool. I would rather have Christmas Eve off, but whatever. I mean, at least I'm off today. So I'm off today, and I'm off tomorrow, and then I'm back to work Wednesday, and then I'm off Saturday, Sunday this week. But, yeah, I'm off today, so I get a little 3.5 day weekend. I did have to work Saturday until like 1 or 2 o'clock, but it wasn't too bad. Still getting back in the swing of things since I just started getting back to work a couple weeks ago, like a week or 2 ago. But yeah, no, thankfully I'm not working today, and I'll probably watch a little bit of football. My home state is actually, I think they're playing today, if I remember right, at like 1:30 or 2:30, something like that. So I'll watch a little bit of football probably this afternoon. But let me see, actually what I wanted to do, I mean, I'll probably still end up placing, like I said, a short call spread, because now that I'm looking at the 180 day a little hard, I can see why we're hitting a little bit of resistance. I think if anything, it might push down to about 37.50 before trying to keep going higher. How's my girl? Whew. It depends what day of the week it is. Some days better than others. My tequila intake has increased over the last couple weeks, I'll just say that. But nah, for the most part, it's been pretty good. We actually just had her first sonogram and whatnot, I think. What day was that? Like this last week. Like Wednesday or Thursday, something like that. But day after Christmas, whatever day that was. And they said everything was like perfect as could be, essentially. Baby's heartbeat was like, the resting heartbeat or whatever it's called was like 168, which I guess as long as it's between like 120 or something like that, 120 and 180 something, they said it was pretty much perfect and in the right position and everything. But yeah, she's definitely she can be a little moody at times, but it'll all be worth it at the end of the day. But man, I'll tell you what though, that morning sickness stuff, man, that had me feeling bad for her a lot, because man, that stuff sucks. Alright, what's going on here? Dow's up about 140. Wow, crude's down to 44, under 45 again. It's down only 1%. I'm just looking at CNBC. My CNBC is going to be about a minute behind because I'm streaming on YouTube TV, but it's all good. Dow's only up 125. NASDAQ just went negative. SPY negative too. Not quite. It's trying though. Holy man. Move. I think it's in for a little bounce though. Maybe. It's not shown oversold or anything. So hard to be patient sometimes. See how we're doing. We're doing alright. Shows we're still doing alright. Still got a couple of you, or one of you right now tuning in. Get everything pulled back up here. Into aluminum. Looking into aluminum for 2019. See what you called out. AA. So that's at $26. Let's take a look at that. Woo! I haven't played aluminum before, I don't think. 1 year chart showing pretty damn oversold, but holy cow. Let's see what else did you call out there. ARNC. Might have bottomed there, right around 1563, down about 0.5% today. Let's see, KALU. I like this one. Probably gonna hit a little bit of resistance there, right around 90 bucks or so, right around where it's at right now. If it can break that, it could probably move a little higher. Yeah, keep us informed on those. Have to go. Yeah, for sure, man. And actually, I'm probably, with the whole baby thing, we're probably going to be moving back over to, like, northeast Dallas. We're thinking North Garland, like, pretty far North Garland, not, like, lower Garland, but, like, far North Garland, maybe Richardson. We're going to be moving somewhat closer to her mother's house because her mom's probably going to babysit while we're at work and whatnot. But yeah, man. I don't know if there's a way to message me on YouTube anymore. I think there might be. If not, hit me up in the Discord group chat or on. I think my social media is also in the description box too. So either one of those. Yeah, just hit me up, man. And Happy New Year too. Gold and silver been trending up lately. Where we at now? Oh yeah. Nice little smiley face going. Let's see. Yeah, and I think it might continue to do so up until about 1290, maybe even 1300 on gold futures. Shit, I don't remember what like silver futures. Is there even a silver futures? I don't even know. No, it's just iShares, whatever that is. Cool. Awesome, man. Yeah, I don't know what the hell silver futures are. Or like what a silver ETF is. It USLV, if I remember right? No? Huh. I thought it was like USLV or something like that. What a bunch of sideways bullshit this morning. SLV. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Oh shit. Yeah, the last few days or so, it's been going up. Watch out for a little bit of resistance right here, right around 1450. But man, it could really might have a little bit more at 15. It might try to push up towards 15 to 16 again soon. Oh, /SI 4. There we go. Silver futures. And it's up to 1547 too. Yeah, like I say, you're probably going to have a little bit of resistance there. Watch out, be careful if it gets rejected there. But if not, it could continue on up close to 16 plus. That'll be interesting to watch. I need to add that to my watch list. Just for, I'll just do it on ETFs. Hopefully we all can make a little bit of money to end the year and start 2019 off pretty strong. Like I said, I'm just trying to take a little bit more safer positions, of course. That's why I'm looking at stuff with like 76% chance of profit. Does it offer a ton of capital? No. But I mean, that's per like $43, like I said. If I take on the actual position size that I'm probably going to end up taking, I mean, position size is everything. Like I said, you all need to think about everything from the viewpoint of percentage gains, not dollar gains. The dollars will come as you continue to grow the account, as you continue to add to the account, and you just continue to have those safe, good, green, positive trades. Like this trade, am I expecting to get like the full 135? No. I'm probably going to end up getting, like, I'd be happy with $100. $100 of that's going to be roughly 10% on my account. I won't complain if I can do 5-10% a week. Especially, obviously the market's more volatile right now. There's plenty of chances out there to make 10-20+% a week. But just stick with what works, and your account will just continue to just compound. Before you know it, 10% on $1,000 is going to turn into 10% on 10,000, which is what, $1,000 a week. So I mean, $1,000 a week, that replaces a lot of people's full-time jobs. So you just have to always keep everything in perspective. When you see, damn, I only made $10 this week, well, keep in perspective. You're using a $100 account. Now, just what I always tell people is whenever you're trading with that small account, and sometimes it's hard to stay positive about, well, I'm only making $10, I'm only making 20, I'm only making a buck or two here or there. Keep everything in perspective. Break it down to what percentage you made, and then think long term, where do you think you're going to be at the end of 2019? How big do you think your account size is going to be? If it's 10 grand, then think, okay, I made 10% this week on $100. That's $10 now, but by the end of 2019, that's going to be $1,000. So you just have to keep everything in perspective. So much of trading is just psychology, perspective, all that stuff, because it's so easy to get caught up in those quick trades, those just calls and puts, which, I mean, you can make a lot of money on calls and puts, obviously, but they're so high risk where if you cannot sit at that computer and you have the fastest internet, all that stuff, you can lose a lot of money very quick. I mean, I was able to sit at the laptop, but the amount of stress and everything wore on me, started affecting my health. I ended up making a bunch of bad trades because my health was kind of messed up. My mental health started getting messed up, and it just wasn't for me, which is why. And I know for a lot of people, you can't sit there. A lot of you have full-time jobs, like myself. You can't sit there. You can't watch every little tick by tick on the minute chart. You have to kind of just sit out and find a good entry point, and then just check a few times throughout the day, and then maybe have a good exit point, possibly within the same day. But you're not looking for necessarily to make $1,000 a day right off the bat. So just keep it all in perspective, and just keep investing in the account too. Especially once you find a good formula. I'm not saying, like I always said, if you're brand new, paper trade. But once you feel like you have your feet under you and whatnot, start out with the small money, 500 bucks or less. Once you start proving, okay, I've gone 2 to 4 weeks now without a single red trade, feel free to put a little bit more money in the account, and then go another 2. Pretty much treat yourself for positive trades. Say start out with a month, for example. You have positive trades for a whole month. Give yourself a treat. So I'm gonna throw another 500 in the account. Now I'm trading with $1,000. Had another month of nothing but green trades, or overall green month at least. I'm gonna throw another 500 or $1,000 even in the account, and then you'll just start watching the compound interest on top of your investment just continue to grow and grow and grow and grow, and before you know it, you'll be making some really good money. Especially over the next, at least probably the next year, maybe even 2, maybe longer. I think we're going to be kind of in this choppy, volatile market. I think for a long time, actually, because you kind of hear about it on CNBC more and more. They mention, what do they call it? Pretty much traders like us, the people, the guys that just sit at the computer, and I think they call them like not the algorithm trading, but like just high volume traders, like people that are in and out of trades within minutes. People just sitting at home, like a Ricky Gutierrez, like all these YouTubers that are on YouTube, on Twitch, all that stuff, streaming, stock market trading, in and out of trades usually within minutes. I'm not like that. I do, like I said, just week by week trades, but that's still pretty high frequent. I think it's called high frequency trading is what they call it actually. But I mean, when you're doing a couple trades a week to the quote unquote gurus on CNBC, that's pretty high frequent. So I think that's really going to change how the stock market is overall as more and more people continue to catch on to how you can make money in the stock market. I think the market's going to be pretty volatile because you're going to have so many people taking different positions and whatnot, and then obviously the overall market conditions. You have the markets react to Trump farting essentially. So I think as long as Trump's in the office, I think the market's going to be pretty volatile, and then obviously everything else, Fed, China talks, election. We got crazy Elizabeth Warren talking about running for president. Good Lord. I mean, there's plenty of stuff out there where the market's probably going to be volatile through 2019 at least, and probably on through 2020, maybe even 2021. So I think for the next few years, it's going to be a really good market to make really good profits in. Because obviously the more volatility, the higher IV rank. 37 on EW's on IV rank. Trade Doc, if he's still in here, he could probably preach to this. 37 is probably pretty high for EWZ. I mean, let's take a look at SPY too. We know what SPY usually is. It's at 45.4. It's usually hovering around like what, 12 to 16. So I mean, everything right now, implied volatility is through the roof. So I mean, there's really good opportunity to make money in this market right now. Hell, we're up to 80% chance of profit now on that position. All this damn sideways action. And like I said too, if you're new to the channel, we'd definitely love to have you, add you to our awesome community of like-minded individuals. Definitely consider hitting that subscribe button below. I don't even know how many of us we got now. It's been a while since I checked it. Last I checked, it was like around 470 or something. We're not quite probably going to hit that 500 unless if some miracle happens and we gain like 30, 20, or 30 subscribers today. But I'll probably come up with some other thing for if we hit 500 or if we hit 1,000 or something this year. I'll probably do that. Giveaway where I give some books away to you all. And then obviously our Discord group chat is awesome too. Always fun to communicate with a bunch of like-minded people. Hell, you all are in there a lot more than me, it seems now. It felt like for a while it was like me and Josh in there, especially over the summer when we first got going. But man, now there's like quite a few of you all in there. Look at Josh. Josh over there being quiet, not telling us his positions. Made 20%. He probably just did that in a few minutes. That's awesome, dude. And long term, I'll probably start doing that stuff again. It's just I want to get my base. I want to get enough. Once I get to that $25,000, I'll probably start trading like that again. But not big positions by any means, because you could lose it quick. Yeah. Oh yeah, hell, it's 20% still. Got a single put for protection. Could dip. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Cool, cool. Talking about EWZ, I think. Yeah, I think EWZ, I think the entire market's probably going to end up going red before the end of the day. It just feels like it. But, man, I wish we'd get one more little pop. That way I could hop in for max premium. But, I mean, it's still up a little over 1/3%. Damn it. It's down to 6 cents. So break even would be around $39.55 essentially. Yeah. Probably gonna keep falling. How are we doing? My stream's being a little weird on my end. Hopefully everything's going alright though. Yeah. I'm probably gonna go ahead and place this because I do not think it's going to. Where the hell is the volume gone? Like I said, if you have any tickers you want me to take a look at, just let me know. VIX is still down 2%, or VXX, whatever. SPY still slightly positive. EWZ up about 1/4. IWM is negative by about 0.5%. Sold calls and USCR. Oops, wrong thing. Okay. Hell yeah. Man, that thing was up over 4%. Let's see what kind of premiums we got over there. Damn it. Making me go out to the 18-day. Let's see what it's offering still. I'll probably do a short call. What's it at? 35. The only thing I would hate about betting against USCR going up is I'm in the boat that I think concrete's gonna keep going up. Cause I think, well, I don't know, I guess we're still kind of in the winter months. Obviously we're just getting ready to head into January, so I mean it could go lower. I don't know. Yeah, let me know. I'm gonna have to add that one to my add it to my watch list. I'll probably just add it to my ETF since I'm always over there, even though obviously it's not an ETF. I'm always looking at my ETF category though. Wow. I should have taken a position. Starting to get oversold though. Holding shares all year for the wall. Yeah. Yeah, especially if a spending bill gets passed. Especially if a spending bill gets passed where they talk about the wall, which apparently Trump's claiming that he will not sign a bill without border security. So if he sticks true to that, then you could definitely see concrete prices go up quite a bit. Wow. Yeah, I should have took that position first thing this morning, right at the bell. Sometimes being patient can be your worst enemy. Should have found some support right around here, though. Oops, I mean, it was not that far. If it goes below 38.10, it's probably going down to 38. I just can't believe AMD still hung in there. Out of all the stocks that have been going down, for AMD to stay around 18, that's a real surprise. Dow's up 84 roughly. Need a good little bounce real quick. About that time. I hate this unch bullshit. Makes it impossible to take a position. How's oil doing right now? Down 1%. I just don't feel good about oil still. Good enough to take a position. If I were to, I'd probably buy some Gush. Gush is so low. I'd buy some Gush and hold it until probably spring, summertime. Because we all know it's going to go back up. It's going to come back to at least $15 to $20 this upcoming spring. So, I mean, you buy some here, you're looking at 100% return. Probably within 3 months. Around 33% a month return, probably. Because we know what happens. When oil shoots up, it shoots up. When oil drops, it drops like a rock, too. So that ain't what I'm meant to do. Relatively quiet. I'm anxious to see now if 38.20 is going to be a resistance point for EWZ. Man. I'm about out of drink too. Well, one thing is I'm happy that our stream has held up, because obviously we had some issues for a little while with everything for a couple weeks there, so I'm glad I got that all straightened out. Pretty sure it was some ransomware or whatever they call it, because as soon as I bought a antivirus program, issue went away. So thank God for that. But I'm gonna go ahead and place something while we're right in this range. Shit. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. $39.50. I'll be at $1.30 up. Working. I hate that damn sign. Takes a while to get filled sometimes. So pending I get filled, max profit, what'd you say? Looks like cuts. So we could have 1,000 to 15. You think? That'd be pretty crazy. Man, why you gotta drop now, right as I try to get fucking filled on a position? Couldn't have hung in there for another minute? Boy, I tell you. Let's see. I didn't mean to do short put, short call. So you think, what do you think, Trade Doc? You think more downside on it? On EWZ? I feel like there's some downside just because we've gone up 6% in like 3 days. I think we retrace a little down to about 38 to 37.50 maybe. Yeah. I think we try to test that support again right around 37.50. What do you think on, what do you think about that? Nasdaq just went green a little bit again. So, trade I'm looking at right now, 73% chance of profit, $213 off of a $986 investment. That's what, about 25% profit. Well, 73. It's not bad. Fuck. The more I think, the more this damn thing continues to drop. I need to just play something, dude. Sitting here bullshitting, missing out on profits. Okay. So yeah, you think it's going down too. I need just a little bounce real quick. Get me filled. Which means it'll drop another dime and go negative on the day. Only thing though is I was kind of waiting to see if it would test out 38 for a ultimate support. Those are price action. Come on, just get me filled. Suck up data. Yeah, right. Man, YouTube be on some stuff. All because it said suck up, they made me approve the message. YouTube's got some dirty minds. They think everybody's always talking about getting sucked off or something. Come on, let me get a little green candle bump. Come on. Come on, fill me, damn it. There we go. Ta-da. And just like that, it's going to jump 20 cents, so I'll be in the negative. That's how it always works. But, so yeah, I got filled at 10 cents, I believe. So, we'll kind of watch what I'll do. I'm going to place just a few alerts that way. At or above. I'll go ahead and say 38.45 because just because it gets above 40 doesn't mean anything. Because it can get just above it and then get below, obviously. And then I'm going to set some alerts. I have some old alerts just from whenever I had some very old spreads. I don't even remember the last time I had one that... I guess I might as well keep that. What strike am I? I think my strike's 39. So what I'm going to do, since our high was 38.75, I'm going to place an alert right above that as well. I'll just say if it gets above 38.80, I want to know. And then probably I'm going to follow this. I think this is my SMA line. Yeah, the green one. So I'm going to place one right at that SMA essentially. I want to know pretty much every time this thing hits a certain level on the upside and downside. So I'm going to set some on the downside as well. I want to know as soon as it breaks right around 38.05. If it does, we'll say 38.04 essentially, at or below. And then I want to know again, probably right around this little support where we double bottomed, right around, I'll say 37.90 is probably where I'll set that one. And we'll just kind of watch it, because I think for the most part it's going to do a little bit of just, I think we're going to have a lot of, it'll probably test 38.40 again at some point today, and then it'll probably come all the way down somewhere around 38 today. But I kind of agree with you. I think it's going to come back down to the 37s short term. I think it's going to be a quick little drop at some point probably. Obviously not tomorrow because the markets are closed tomorrow, but I do think we're probably going to have a quick drop down to the 37s before it ultimately goes higher. So whenever it goes down to the 37s, I'll plan on collecting my profit probably and moving on with the trade. But so yeah, that position offers what, roughly, I forget how much, like 240 or something. I think after commissions it was like 220 divided by, I think is like $980. So yeah, that offers 22.4 roughly % profit. Had a 73-74% chance of profit, so good little trade right there. Use the risk profile on Thinkorswim. See, I don't even, that's the thing, Thinkorswim has so many like tools in it, I don't even know where the hell that is. Let's see. Would it be under my trade maybe? Like, there's so many tools in here. I still need to do a little bit more studying on the Thinkorswim platform. I just use them mostly for like just analyzing charts. I'll admit straight up, I probably don't even use it to my full advantage, the platform, but I mostly just kind of use it for charts and alerts and whatnot, because it'll literally, the alerts notify me on my Apple Watch, which is pretty cool. So like I'll be working and whatnot at my job, and then I'll get an alert and I'll be like, oh shit, I need to check my profits whenever I get back to my work truck. So but yeah, I need to do a little bit more research. It's all about that due diligence, right? Dow's still hanging in there, up about 100 points right now. But let's see. So yeah, right now shows down about 24 bucks. Ain't a big deal. You pretty much, anytime you get filled on those advanced option strategies, you're gonna start out at a loss, because usually you almost never get filled at that midpoint. You'll always get filled roughly at a penny lower, sometimes even two, depending on where you set it, obviously. But you generally get filled right as your price goes below midpoint, right around there. It's like there, I took like 24 positions, so thus I'm down $24. It ain't a big deal. It goes up 1 penny, I'm break even. Goes up 5 pennies, I'm up $100. So I mean, it's not the end of the world. I'll probably be green on it here before long, but yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much done with trading for now. So I mean, like I said, if you guys have any ticker symbols, now's definitely the time, because now I'm just pretty much sitting out. I got my alerts set, like I said. It's all about setting those alerts, especially that is a critical thing. I probably don't even mention that enough to you guys. For those of you who like have full-time jobs and stuff that can't sit at that computer, or even those of you that are high frequency traders trading multiple stocks at a time, you guys probably already know that. But for those of you that are like brand new and have the full-time jobs and whatnot, definitely take advantage of these alerts. I mean, set some every 10 cents if you feel needed. Like you can see here, I have one, they're only about 16 cents apart. Here they're about 15 cents apart. I'll probably go ahead and set one even lower just to be on the safe side. But take advantage of those alerts too, because they will help you tremendously. Yeah, money on the sidelines, scared, waiting for some things. Yeah. Yeah, I probably would be smart. I would be smarter probably not to use as much money as I use, but like I like the potential for profit. If it's above 70-75%, it usually is always profitable at some point, even if it's just 2%, 3%. I mean, I want my money consistently having babies. But I see where you're coming from, Trade Doc, for sure, because like you don't want to lose any money at the same time. But yeah, like right now I'm probably, see, now I'm unch, so I mean, no big deal. We're at 74% chance of profit right now. Got $65 now worth of buying power, so be interesting to watch and just kind of see what happens. And who knows, I mean, like I said, if this all of a sudden drops like a rock, drops down to like 37.75, chances are I'll probably be covering the profit, taking a majority of that profit and rolling it into another trade on Wednesday or something. But it's unlikely, but we'll see. I always like, if I have a potential to lock usually 50 to 75% of a trade, more times than not I'm going to go ahead and lock that profit and roll into another trade, unless if that profit isn't enough where it's worth covering, like after the fees and whatnot. But more times than not, I would say 9 out of 10 times, just take that profit and roll it into the next trade. No point in waiting 1 or 2 more days just to get another $10 of profit, if that makes sense, when you can roll it into another trade that's going to make 30 in that amount of time, 30, 40, 100, who knows. S&P just went red. Dow's up, what, about 60 to 70 points right now. Nasdaq's also red. So I'm gonna go ahead and sorry about this. This is unprofessional streaming right here, but I'm gonna go ahead and share this real quick to my Facebook page. That's not the right one. That's an old Facebook page. Well, I guess I won't be sharing it to my Facebook page. Never mind. I was going to share it to my Facebook page, but so much for that. Hell, that Facebook page doesn't even exist no more. That email doesn't even exist no more. Oh, let's see what we got going on market-wide. SPY, like we mentioned. Man, it's trying to hang on. Just go negative. You know you want to. Josh is probably sitting back there making some trades right now and is going to tell us how he made another 20% profit here in a couple of minutes. Look at that, though. That is ugly. Oil, oil's making a little comeback. Probably going to get rejected again right around 45.50. Honestly, I'm in the boat. I don't care if oil sinks to $25. I mean, I know that it can stir up a little bit of trouble for the economy, but I don't care. Let's see, what else we got? JCPenney. What's that at? Holy shit. Under $1. Never thought I'd see that. Fitbit. Snapchat. How's Apple doing? Apple's probably what's keeping the market up right now. Dow's only up 0.25%. Apple's up 1%. What else we got? ExxonMobil. It's down. What other ones can you all think of? Facebook. Down 1.5%. That's a good one for options too right now. It's hovering just right around that, what, 125, 130 to 145 range. That's a good potential iron condor or short put spread. Probably offer some juicy premium too. I didn't even think about that. It's just too volatile for me. I don't like stuff that moves 1, 2, 5% a day. It's just too much. You can make good money, but I just don't like stuff that moves that volatile. Which is why I mostly play ETFs. Grubhub. That's a good long-term investment, I believe. Grubhub. What else we got? Amazon. Up about 1.5%. That's pretty damn good, actually. Oh, Google Alphabet down 0.75%. Hovering right around some support again. But yeah, overall, market's just kind of sideways right now. We're still in that morning session. We'll see kind of what happens in the afternoon session. But I think overall, I wouldn't be surprised if today ends up red. I think we even talked about that a little bit earlier this morning, last night in the Discord group chat. But I wouldn't be, if today's green, I strongly feel tomorrow will be red. But that's just me. And I think overall, my prediction on 2019, just my 2 cents, I think it's going to be very, very similar. Like I mentioned this briefly a little bit earlier yesterday, that I think that it's going to be very similar this year. I think how this year is going to be kind of how is the theme of the stock market for probably the next 2 to 3 years at least. So a lot of opportunity to make very good money in the stock market. I do think overall we'll probably have a little bit of growth next year. I think markets will probably be up probably less than 10%. I think markets will be up around 5% on the year or something like that. It's just my 2 cents. It's pretty much just a number I'm kind of throwing out there because I think the Fed will adjust how many rates they're planning on next year. I think the Fed will probably raise rates maybe once, twice at the most probably. But I think once for sure. I don't know when. I don't think it'll be this next time. I don't know how many times they meet, but I think they'll do it probably sometime summer and winter again. Probably similar to this year, in all honesty. That's why I think 2019 is probably going to be almost a split image of this year, other than I think the markets will be slightly up. Because overall, economic growth is still pretty good. There's not a lot of... If we get a deal, if or when we get a deal with China, that's what's really going to catapult the markets higher. I think overall until then though, we're still going to have this just little choppy plus or minus 5% market until we get a deal with China. So we'll see, but that's kind of just my 2 cents. I think overall you'd be still better off to be a trader than invest in any lame ass 401k, but that's just my 2 cents on that. Why the hell would I put something in money? Why the hell would I put my money in something that I can't touch until I'm about to die? It's just stupid. Especially people like me with risk of heart disease and whatnot. I don't even know if I'm going to live that long. So it's like, why the hell would I do that? I'd rather just put it in life insurance. That way if I die, my family would at least have that money. Not just stay in some damn 401k. But everybody has a different situation, so... Can't really knock it or nothing. Raw trades, how's it going? Let's see, how do you manage your risk if the position starts goes against you? It depends. So let me read the rest of your question first. I've traded options for a long while, just straight calls and puts. So that's what I was doing for a while, and I'm assuming you've had some decent success. I didn't though. I mean, I would have a just knock out of the ballpark plus 100% plus on a weekly basis almost, but then the negatives would just outdo the positives. So I started messing around with iron condors, vertical spreads and whatnot, And it depends. So, like, say for example, we're getting near expiration, and I'm pretty much like, let's say it's so close to at the money or something that I feel like I need to roll it out or something. Or say it's just in the money, for example. Because obviously if it's in the money, then it's quote unquote worthless. Say it just something crazy happens day or two before the expiration, and I'm still holding that position, and it goes in the money. And say it was just a random pop or a random drop, whatever side you're on, I would consider what's known as like rolling it, meaning you're going to roll it till like the next expiration, like a week out or whatever. Usually you'll like collect a little bit more credit on top of that. It just, well, no, if it's a loser, I think you'd have to pay slightly a debit, but you're essentially paying a little bit, losing a little bit, to make sure you don't lose that entire investment, if that makes sense. I haven't yet been in that position. I almost was with the Apple one, but the Apple one it was my first vertical spread, and it went terribly against me. It was my very first one. It was like right as the market just started to take a shit. I didn't see it coming, and all of a sudden, it was just so far in the money. I just had to chuck it up as a loss, sell it. I lost like 80-90% on that investment. horrible trade, but that really helped me with my just overall where I place my strike prices and whatnot. What I always do is I make sure that whatever the trade is, it has a 70% chance or higher potential chance of profit. Usually I'm hovering right around 75%, sometimes even 80. The one I just placed, it's like 74% right now. This EWZ trade that I have, which is probably right around unched, or maybe I'm down just slightly. Yeah. So I have 24 positions, which is why I'm down $24. It's down a penny, essentially. You can see a 73% chance of profit. But, so first things first is I always make sure that 70% chance of profit or higher. That's just my criteria. The Apple trade I did, it had like a 65-66% chance of profit. So after that, I was like, you know what? I'm done. It has to be super high probability, 70 plus minimum. Usually I'm hovering, like I said, 75 to 80. That's number one. Number two is I won't place a trade, like a short call or a short put, unless if it's getting close to some sort of resistance or has been on a good run, or has had a just really bad drop lately. Like this last week was too easy, honestly, with EWZ, because I was pretty much just kind of shorting every pop, and then at the same time I would turn around and quote unquote buy the dip, meaning I would do a short call on a pop, and then I would do a short put, and then make money on it going back up. It was just almost too easy this last week. But like right now, I know it's been approaching me, even though it's hard to tell with all my alerts on the board. I could tell this morning it was approaching some pretty strong resistance around $39. I should have placed the trade first thing this morning, but I wanted to see if it was going to try to test it and push higher. Of course, it did not, which is when I decided just a little bit ago to go ahead and place that spread. It's kind of almost like just doing your basic calls and puts, right? You're not going to buy a put whenever whatever you're trading is already down, right? You're probably going to more than likely place a call, unless if you think, of course, it's going to continue to drop, then you'll maybe double up your position or something. But for the most part, it's kind of just sticking to the basics, really. And as long as you stick to that criteria of like 70 to 75% or higher chance of profit, you're pretty much saying 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 of these are going to be profitable. And that's based on holding it till expiration. Pretty much the trade is always profitable at some point. So when a trade becomes profitable, I take a look kind of at where the stock is overall. I look at how far away it is from my break even. And if it's still far away, then I'm going to let it continue to play out. But the moment that it starts to look like it's going to reverse, then I'm going to go ahead and cover those profits. Usually though, it's never, ever since I've started like doing the vertical spreads the way I do, but based on the criteria I kind of just laid out, I haven't yet been in the position of what am I going to do if this starts to lose. Because I I just haven't been put in that position. I've placed the trades, I wouldn't say like this trade, it wasn't placed at by any means a perfect time. That's why it's down slightly right now. But my strikes are out far enough with that 70-75% chance of profit where I'm just not really, I'm not having to worry about it, so to speak. I'm not having to quote unquote manage it minute by minute. That's why I said I like these so much, is because like with me having a full-time job for now and whatnot, I mean, I can't be trading stuff where I need to be staring at my phone, staring at my laptop all day. I need something where I can place a trade, set some alerts, go do my job, have my Apple Watch on. That way, if my alerts go off, I'll get it, and then I can run back to my work truck, look at my phone, and be like, oh man, I need to do this, need to do that. But if anything, what I would do if it started to lose rapidly is probably just flat close the position. Like say all of a sudden this hopped up to 39, I'd probably just say, damn, I messed up on that one and moved on. But yeah, I just really haven't been put in that position. That Apple trade was the one time, and I was gonna roll it. Rolling is one of the only things that I really see is what you can really do, but a lot of times rolling isn't really going to be an option, just because usually when it goes against you, it goes against you fast, so you're like, it's not worth it at that point, because then you're just going to keep throwing money into a losing position. You're just going to keep losing more and more and more and more money. Let's see. Have to sell against those, make verticals or calendars, suck up data. Yeah, and I need to learn more about calendars. I'm probably going to start researching that here. I think I said that like a week ago too, but I need to start researching more on calendars and whatnot, especially with these ETFs. Man, damn throat is killing me. But overall, when it comes to, like you were talking about, just calls and puts, I like the vertical spreads more just because they're, like I said, a lot safer. I mean, your potential for profit's going to, at the minimum, double. And you're usually profitable, like I said, almost every time at some point, where, like, with a put and call, you need something to happen usually pretty quick, because theta is going to start working against you, where with the vertical spreads, the theta is working with you. So the longer it takes for the stock to get to that price, the more premium you're going to collect. So kind of like he was talking about, suck up the theta or whatever. And delta works in there some as well. I'm still learning a little bit about how delta works with you, against you, all that stuff too. But delta and theta, those are your two ones that you need to learn the most about when it comes to like vertical spreads, calls and puts, all that stuff. But it's going on 11 o'clock, so I knew I was starting to get hungry for some reason. It's going on 11 o'clock where I'm at, getting close to lunchtime. So I'm probably going to go ahead and start wrapping this stream up. Markets overall, trying to figure out which way they want to go. Dow looks like it's up about 150 right now. EWZ is obviously up, pushed up here recently, up about 0.4%. We got IWM starting to break even, which is Russell 2000. SPY is up just about 0.25% as well. And VIX is down a little bit as well. Let's take a look at VXX actually. Yeah, I don't really trade VIX a lot. I think I traded it one time. I think I actually lost a little bit of money on it too, so we'll have to wait and see kind of what happens there. Look at the 10-day. Yeah, no, I don't do I really haven't really done anything with SPY, especially when it comes to vertical spreads and whatnot, because SPY is just so volatile. But like, you need to find ETFs like a EWZ, like a EWS. What else is there? Even an XOP, maybe the less volatile ETF of oil. These lower volatile ETFs that are volatile but not volatile enough to just rip your heart out. Like SPY, it can just flat turn on you in an instant and just crush you either direction. Either direction, positive or negative. So I don't really like trading SPY, especially when it comes to vertical spreads, iron condors and stuff. They cost a little bit more in capital. Whereas like EWZ, you can take a position for as little as like $40 and still have like a 70-80% chance of profit. Where SPY, if you take a $40 position, you're talking like 50% chance of profit. I mean, it's still not horrible compared to just calls and puts, but I mean, if I'm going to be putting up capital, I want some good, like a good little security blanket there for me. Yeah. Exactly. Hit me up anytime. Yeah, sure thing. And trade. I don't know if, like I said, if you guys aren't in the Discord group chat, definitely join that. It's down in the description box, I believe. There's about 45-50 of us in there now, and that's like the easiest way to like keep in contact with me, because I get the notifications. Usually, sometimes it messes up on me, but usually I get a notification as soon as somebody messages within that app. So definitely join that, and if you haven't already, definitely hit the subscribe button. We'd love to add you to our awesome community of like-minded individuals. But yeah, want to thank you all for tuning in on your New Year's Eve. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully you guys have had a good end to your 2018. Hopefully 2018 was better than 2017. I know mine was. It's brought a whole bunch of just blessings, a bunch of lessons at the same time, not just within the stock market, but life overall. Definitely just take a few minutes today, just reflect, bring out an old-fashioned notepad and just write down if you have your old goals from 2017 going into 2018, pull those out and just kind of reflect on them. Just see where you were, where you've come up short, maybe where you improved, where you exceeded your expectations, and just reestablish some new goals going into 2019. Like I said, don't set New Year's resolutions. Those are bullshit, and we all know it. Set New Year's goals, set a plan, get some accountability partners, like in our Discord group chat or anywhere for that matter, within fields, areas of your life and whatnot, and make some changes this year. It's all about what you're gonna do. It's not about what you want to do. The want is just a very small part. It's all about the reason, the why, the how. If you don't know the why, then there's no point. If you don't know the how, there's no point. The how is where most people get stuck up. They have a why, they have a what, but they don't know how to get that how. And that's why you need mentors, accountability partners, stuff like that, networking with like-minded individuals, which is why I always suggest like our Discord group chat or all those group chats out there. Always communicate with a bunch of like-minded individuals, get different points of view, learn new ideas. If it wasn't for this live stream and Trade Doc hopping in here, I wouldn't even be trading EWZ right now because I hadn't even heard of it. But ever since he shouted out EWZ in our group, in our stream a few weeks back, I haven't had a negative trade. I've now turned green on the year and looking to continue that going into 2019. So hopefully you guys, like I said, had a good end of 2018. Hopefully you enjoy your New Year's. Happy New Year to you all. And like I said, if you're new to the channel, we'd love to have you here. Definitely consider subscribing below and checking out that Discord group chat. But until next time, guys, keep on out there making those profits, covering your profits, ending your 2018 green, and achieving some financial freedom this year and next year. And I'll see you guys in 2019 or the rest of today in our Discord group chat. Take it easy, guys. Happy New Year.